Thanks, everybody. I thought he said, I'm a Musk? No. And then the other comments, I thought, this is getting intimate. This is getting one of those kind of parties. Those are the worst. I want to welcome everybody, and thanks so much for taking time out this evening to be here. This has been a really fun project for all of us. You know, I tell folks that this is kind of like being in the kitchen. We're in the kitchen with our sleeves rolled up, getting kind of greasy, preparing everything. And what's going to be really fun about this project is 12 months from now when we're in the dining room, we've got the place settings and it looks really pretty, and everybody's doing tremendous amounts of business with one another. Brett didn't mention that there's already been hundreds of thousands of dollars that's been generated through the Liz Network, just among different affiliates, getting to know one another and sharing one another's businesses. So give everybody, all of yourselves, give yourselves a hand for that. Now, who all is enjoying the music this evening? Isn't that great? One more add, it's so fun to see Kip Sherry. Kip Sherry, whether you know this or not, I'll let you in on this. He is a very sought-after magician all over the country, and he is the very top of magicians within Idaho. And so to have him speak, did I say musician? He could probably sing too, but he's a phenomenal magician at the very top of his game, sought after by a lot of other magicians throughout the country. So one more time for Kip Sherry. I do have the distinct pleasure of introducing my friends, and I do get to say my friends, who are the preferred partners of Local Impact Zone. I think some people can relate to my story. I'm not going to get into it, but we got our butts kicked 5 years ago. I own a construction company. My wife's a real estate agent. And it was like manna from heaven. Does anybody relate? We just woke up, the phones were ringing off the hook. We just thought, oh my goodness, this is amazing. And so I thought, well, I'm gonna do something very wise. I'm gonna go to the Bank of Troy, my own mortgage, my own house. And I pulled out all the equity and bought more trucks and trailers. Because if I was making this much money off this many trucks and trailers, what if I doubled them? So I borrowed against my home, and then something happened in the banking industry. They changed their lending practices, and my phone stopped ringing. It was like, oh my gosh. I went from waking up knowing exactly what to do in the morning. It's like, yes, we're gonna go make some money. My feet were on the floor and we were moving, to literally I put my feet on the floor, run my fingers through my ever-receding hairline, and I did not know what the heck I was gonna do. I was really freaked out, you guys, the bottom line. And what was interesting is I talked to a lot of my friends in mortgages and real estate and construction, and the people who own the businesses where all those people ate or got coffees, and we were all in the same boat. And thank God today we've all come together and said, okay, times are challenging. What are we gonna do about it? Well, Brett is such a humble guy, and I love him for that. But the reality is he's an incredible visionary. He understands that when one economy died, a whole other economy was born. How many of you got a cell phone on you tonight? Isn't that amazing? What's amazing is Steve Jobs, bless his heart, he created a whole other economy in the way business is done and transacted today. And so I really love the fact that Darren Stubbs, all the people who are part of this project, he designed websites, they understand that this new economy literally is about taking your business and showing up on that one device where everybody's eyes are, right? Think of this, you guys, if you want to get excited. Do you remember the dot-com stories back in, 12 years ago, 15 years ago, dot-com billionaire, 20-year-old billionaire? Remember those stories? Yep. That frustrate you? I was like, come on, man, 20-year-old billionaire, like, what? It's fake. Well, understand that all the money that's been made on the internet, all of it, all the billionaires that were made then, the billions that are being made today, that's been made off of less than 2 billion connections to the internet. So all of your businesses, how many people are on the internet in here for their businesses? Good on you, right? You gotta be in business, you gotta be online if you're gonna be in business, correct? All the commerce, all the billions of dollars that's been earned, all the money that's been transacted has been off of 1.9 billion connections to the internet through laptops and PCs, right? That's yours and my businesses has been being accessed through those access points to the internet. What happened when Steve Jobs launched the iPhone is something radically just phenomenal that if you're not aware of it, I get to make you aware of it. You get to leave here very hopeful, very excited. Because whether you use our services or somebody else's, you know that you have something very big in front of you. And that is, there are 5 billion mobile devices on the planet. 5 billion of them. And by 2015, they will all be connected to the internet. That more than doubles the population of the internet. Think about all the commerce that's been done online through those 2 billion connections, 1.9 billion. Now, the question to ask yourself is, how do I position my business ahead of that massive growth? Right? Isn't that cool? Anybody else get fired up when you hear those statistics? I just, right? Yeah, fired up. And I'm an evangelist for this technology because I know that there's a lot of stories out there about how times are tough, this is gonna suck, oh man, it's never gonna get better, wonder who's gonna be the next president, they're gonna save us. They're not. They're not. It doesn't matter who gets in there. Who's gonna save us is us. And so, I learned a long time ago that I would rather be alone than surrounded by the wrong people. I've been incredibly blessed to get to be surrounded by amazing folks. My partner, Andrea, my lovely, supportive wife. God, man, she's been through a lot with me.